icon who's built a radio, television, and online empire, founder of Mercury Radio Arts and The Blaze, Forbes puts his influence ahead of Kanye West, Jon Stewart, and Jerry Seinfeld. And they put his earnings at $90 million. He's got a new book out called Miracles and Massacres, which we'll discuss along with a host of other things. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I contribute to The Blaze. Glenn Beck is my boss there, but if you think that means I'm going to go easy on him, you're wrong. Buckle up, America. It's going to be an interesting hour. Glenn, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, we were talking in the green room, and I said, you are Vladimir Putin with the harpoon, and I am the whale.
That's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be that bad. Now, I want to talk about your book, but first, I have this rare opportunity to talk to you about conservatism. And I know you put a pox on both houses.
Yeah.
And I get that, but it seems like conservatives spend a lot of time talking about who's more conservative, who's the most conservative, this purity testing.
No,
Does that happen?
Maybe. I don't think people are looking at it the right way. And this is the conversation that we should be having in all parties and all walks of life. Who is for maximum freedom and maximum personal responsibility? I don't care if you're a conservative, if you're a Bible believer, if you're an atheist. I really don't know. Example. I run The Blaze. I ask you to contribute. Faith plays a huge role in my life.
Right.
What's faith play a role in your life?
Right.
Okay.
I'm a non-believer.
You're a non-believer. Okay. We can totally get along because we have maximum personal responsibility and maximum freedom.
But let me play something that you said on your radio show where you talk about some of the players that I want to get into. Go ahead.
But I don't want another Lindsey Graham. I don't want another Mitt Romney or the lesser of two evils. I don't want that. Anybody like Mike Lee, Ted Cruz, they're walking around right now with giant targets on them. Both the Democrats and the old guard GOP progressives want them gone because they are a threat to their power and existence.
Who are the old guard GOP progressives? Who are you talking about? What's wrong with them?
Karl Rove, what's his name, Newt Gingrich, Mitch McConnell, you know, everybody that can make my life a living hell as I have a network, all the people who are in Orrin Hatch, all these people who have had power for a very long time, who say they're against these government programs, but seem to have no problem creating, supporting, and paying for all these government programs. The government programs should be there to help people who really need help. Only when it is the last resort, and always closest to the people.
Give me, for instance, what's an example of one of those?
I think that, you know, you have people that are old, infirm, and don't have a church, don't have a family, don't have anybody to go to. But that, I think, is for the local community. And when the local community can't do it, then last resort is the state. When the state can't do it, last resort. But it always should start the closest, where instead we started way up here. There's no compassion. They're not even close enough to the problem in Washington to be able to see a solution.
Well, you like Mike Lee, Utah Senator. I like him a lot as well.
I do too.
He said at a Heritage speech that we conservatives need to spend more time identifying converts than heretics. Is he wrong? You seem to delight in identifying heretics.
No, I don't. I delight in pointing out that what everybody has accused me of saying, you know, he's against the president. He just doesn't like the president. He doesn't like Republicans. No, I don't like progressives. The Progressive Party was started by Theodore Roosevelt, somebody that a lot of Republicans really like.
Sure.
There's a lot of things that Theodore Roosevelt said that I like. There's even some speeches that I can read of the presidents that I like, and I'll go, yeah, I like that. Pay attention. It's the progressive. It is the idea that the Constitution is a flawed document and that the power should be concentrated with the elite and that there are people that are smarter than everybody else. If you don't think the Mitch McConnells of the world aren't sitting around in closed-door sessions with Karl Rove and saying, you know what, whatever, the people, just tell the people whatever the people have to. We'll say we're for this, we'll get you elected, and then we'll do what we have to do.
Status quo.
I've had really shocking big figures in Washington and in media tell me, look, Glenn, we all love the Constitution here, but there are things got to do. No. We love the Constitution, period. And we stay within the framework of the Constitution, period. Because it puts shackles. Okay, if anybody thinks that, when my guy gets in, well, then you'll see. Then we'll use this apparatus. And no, that's the point. That's the problem. It becomes about destruction. It becomes about, I can control your life. No one should control your life. You have the right to think and be and live the way you choose.
Well, Speaker Boehner recently seemed to take the gloves off and smack the Tea Party caucus around a little. Does that worry you that your establishment guys don't seem to be afraid of the folks that you like in office
The leaders
anymore?
of the Whig Party were not afraid of the Republicans when there were 20 of them. And a congressman stood up and started speaking out against slavery. He was only one of 20 Republicans. And a member of the House comes over and beats him almost to death with his cane. The Whigs nor the Democrats stop him from beating a fellow senator to death. Why? Because they didn't like these Republicans. There's 20 of them. But that's 1853. And what happens? In 7 years, the Whigs are over, and there's a Republican president. I say the Republicans are going the way of the Whigs. This is their last hurrah. And quite honestly, it is the last hurrah of all authoritarian-minded people all around the world. This technology is changing things so much, and this is why they are doing this power grab. Technology allows us to communicate with each other and be maximum free for the first time. If the government doesn't control us, if the parties, we don't have to go through the parties anymore to find out our information and to find out who we're for, well, they lose all of their control, all of their money. And nobody in business is coming to them to give them money to help them do things. They can't have that.
Do you think that's ultimately going to benefit free market conservatives or progressives? I mean, who's going to harness that? It
should help all mankind. No matter what our ideology is, we should all be free. You know, I know that, again, purist and the real purist in the libertarian movement really killed me because they should be the least fascist. And the ones who's like, you're not libertarian enough. You're
right.
Like, wait,
right.
Isn't the whole point of libertarian is that we can all be who we are? But libertarianism is the future. Yeah. And that is everybody be cool to each other. Everybody live responsibly and live free.
Well, that sounds really good. But let me ask you about. Let me ask you about the real world. Chris Christie is the real world.
Is the real world.
No, Chris Christie is almost certainly
nightmare. He is a nightmare.
But Glenn, he's almost certainly going to run for president, and he's in polling right now. He's beating Hillary Clinton.
Don't care.
We don't want to win.
Don't care. No.
Conservatives don't want to win.
He's not a conservative. He's a progressive.
How so?
He's a progressive. Look at what he's for.
Tell me how he is.
He is. Have you ever looked into his nightmare of global warming? Have you looked into that?
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen where he stands on that?
Okay.
Have you seen?
So he's too cozy with the EPA. He's a little cozy on global warming.
What? You look at him on unions, and you think to yourself, listen to what he's saying about unions. I kind of like that. He's for freedom. But no. Look at the way he looks at guns. You should be well aware of where he stands on guns. Are you comfortable with that?
I'm not. No.
I'm not. There's one thing to say about conservatives. You can be conservative and libertarian. You can be wildly liberal and libertarian. The key here is, are you for maximum freedom?
Yeah.
When he says, well, you know what, we all love the Constitution, and this is basically what he's saying on Second Amendment. We all love the Constitution, but, guns are out of control. No. Then let's try to enhance people's personal responsibility. Yeah. Let's teach people they need to be more personally responsible. I really just don't think that I'm done playing the game of, well, that means if we don't vote for that guy, we're going to get this guy. We've played that with John McCain. We played that with
So
with
who do you
Mitt Romney.
want? Who would you like for 2016 if you could anoint someone today?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't trust any of them. I will tell you that I have spent more time with Ted Cruz's father than with Ted Cruz.
You like Ted Cruz a lot.
I like Ted Cruz a lot.
But can he win, or you don't care?
Yeah, I'm not going to play the game of I'm not going to sell my principles out anymore.
Right, but your principles, I assume you want your principles and your values and your policies enacted. Who does that if we don't get conservatives elected?
But see, conservatives aren't going to get elected because the Republicans don't stand for anything. They don't stand for anything. What do they stand for? We're absolutely against big government health care. Well, then defund it, because millions of people are going to lose their health care. Defund it. Well, no, then if we try to do that, then we'll lose. Well, you said you're against it. No, what you're for is another version of big government health care designed by you. You're not for the free market. You're for things designed by you. And that's where it all goes wrong. George Bush. Where did George Bush get us? Didn't we hear all about the big spending from the Republicans? But when they were in, we had $9 trillion in debt. And then we heard the Democrats. Then the Democrats get in, who have been telling us the spending. And they get in, and now we have 17, soon to be $24 trillion in debt. And I'm telling you now, you get the Republicans in, where they'll say, well, we've got all this huge debt. This is immoral. This is wrong. We're enslaving our children. We put them in, and the next thing you'll hear is, well, we can't really do that because we have to win the presidency. Okay, sure, we won the House and the Senate, but we have to win the presidency, too. Forget it.
But so
they don't believe it.
But if it's Hillary Clinton and Christie and the election is tomorrow, do you tell your viewers at home, stay home, don't vote?
No, I tell my viewers to find somebody that they agree with, whether it's Hillary Clinton, Christie, or a libertarian, or Bob the dog. Vote for who you believe in. Stop listening to the media. Stop listening to me, you, or anybody else that says, you've got to vote this way. No, vote for what you believe in.
Okay, don't stop listening to us just yet. Glenn, next. I want your views on income inequality and Santa.